Hey guys, hope you're doing well. This is the first video I'm making on Deck Screener since June when I last charted all of the Matt Fury collection. So from what I'm noticing is that the Matt Fury collection is sort of over, or not really over per se, but it's considerably receiving less investment volume than the new dog coins that are released, in particular Nero. So I remember in my last video I was talking about Pepe, Ande, Wolf, and what is the other one? I'm not sure. Bird Dog and Peppo Clown Honk. Now, those are all part of the Matt Fury collection, and if you're not familiar, it's all part of the Boys Club. I bought Bird Dog because it's on the fourth book of that. Apparently, the Matt Fury collection, besides Pepe and Andy, have become too derivative for the Ethereum network, and such there's less investment volume, like I just said. So this video, I'm going to just be focusing on both of the different Nero tokens, the CTO version and the one released by Wintermute and the rest of those market makers. So as we can see, we see Buffy, which is a Matt Fury collection. We see Ethereum Bull, which was tweeted out by Vitalik as like a little image saying that he needed to do a little bit more bull posting on Ethereum, or he was told to. So he just tweeted out a picture of a bull with Ethereum is good on it. And there's like a good token or something like that. Ethereum is good. But anyways, I think those two are short-lived. The main thing that we need to look at is the different Nero tokens. Now, just right off of the bat here, we see 3 different tokens in the top 10 alone of the trending. Now, I'm sure if we go into the top 100, there's Kendu as well. That's another dog token, and then the Fuku one as well. If we dive deeper into the top 500, I'm sure there's dozens of these different Nero tokens, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to just focus on the top 2. So the one I'm looking at right now is number 6 on trending at a 14 mil valuation. This one is the community takeover coin, and then we have the other contract, which is the market maker or Wintermute version, right? And then I have a bunch of tweets pulled up that I'm going to get into talking about this, but as we can see, this coin is sort of in a falling wedge or falling knife, and it is at a 106 cap versus the CTO version that's at a 14 mil cap. Now, if you see both of these coins, the most obvious thing would be to buy the more established coin. That's number 3 on trending, 106 fully diluted valuation with, regular sort of rockets. Now, what's interesting, and I'm going to get into this in a second, is that same other token, I don't have, any confirmations, but I would assume that they put all of the poop emojis and the red flag emojis, as well as spammed the rockets and the fires to sort of detract investors to make it look like it's a scam token, when in reality it isn't. So first off, before I get into the tweets, I'm going to just take a look at the liquidity. So we can see the liquidity for the CTO version is sitting at 1.1 million, while the we went back to CoinMarketCap, 1 second. While the liquidity for the Wintermute token is at 745K. Now, you might ask yourself, how is that possible? How is this possible that there's only 745K liquidity, but the market cap is at 106 mil, while the other token has a 14 mil cap and 1.1 mil liquidity? Well, the answer is because they keep taking out the liquidity from the pool and slowly keep selling their positions over time, and is only provided by 6 different people, with a majority only having one. Only one position is mainly holding that liquidity pool up, while the other Nero has a little bit more of an established liquidity pool with 1.1 mil. Now, what I'm going to look at is all of these tweets here. We can see from Nero Maxi tweeting pro the Doge, which is that one Dogecoin millionaire that just I remember from last cycle, if you remember him. But anyways, he says, first Nero on ETH is Nero ETH CTO, clean, healthy LP, run by a wholesome community, donations inspired by Kabu Sumama, which is the owner of that Doge, and then noticed by Vitalik Buterin, founder of ETH, sold on the new moon at 11:59.59 on the new moon. Now, these guys like Vitalik, he is way too high IQ to sell a token on the new moon at this exact time, down to the seconds, for it not to be a coincidence. Everything happens for a reason, and I believe that just like Shiba Inu, Vitalik donated $5 million from, or what was it, $4 billion, something like some outrageous number from that token to an animal shelter. He has done the same thing with this Neiro token. So last cycle he did it with Shiba Inu. This cycle he's done it with Neiro. Now, from my understanding, the only billion-dollar valuation new token that we have on Ethereum this cycle so far is Pepe, that was released in May of 2023. Now, moving on to the next tweet from AJM, we see this is truly shocking. Send the Cabal Neiro to zero, which stands for the Wintermute Neiro that I'll get into in a second. You trust devs who are setting death threats? Question mark. You think they won't full stack Hitler the chart? Kind of crazy. Sell all your Cabal Neiro now. I'm max bidding the CTO Neiro. Why? Because community over the Cabal. And if you're wondering, the Cabal they're referring to is Wintermute and a few other select market makers that got in early. Good people over bad people. I think that's pretty rhetorical. And then they tweet out, this is the real contract address. And then Catalyc has said, I've been getting death threats for exposing the Cabal Neiro in my Telegram and supporting the real CTO Neiro. This is disgusting. And we can see a missed call here from all, I'm not going to read that out. You can just sort of read that. That's a disgusting message for anybody to receive. But anyways, Smolting, he says, hey, at the CEO of Wintermute, why you guys need to trash coins through 6 to 7 different addresses before ending up in your main, because y'all somehow managed to snipe the launch for $100 or so. And the Whale Insider, which is a prominent account, just like Smolting said, leading market maker Wintermute is now the top holder of Ethereum meme coin Neiro. But this is the fake Neiro. This is the other one that we're talking about, where I'm going to show you that they purchased their initial position for $100. Now, that doesn't happen for any regular trader. You have to either be an insider or you have to directly be in contact with the token creator to be able to turn $100 into about, I think their position nominally was at like 1.8 million. So that's a little bit insane for any regular user of the network. I mean, I've hit 100 baggers before. I've hit 250 baggers. But again, I was legitimately staring at the Dex Screener live pairs for about 2 weeks straight until I found something that actually resembled a good win. And these guys just did it first go. So either they are the greatest market maker in the world, or they somehow managed to snipe the launch or create it or have a part with that insider as sort of a little deal. So we're going to open up this tweet from Melaradev. Sorry for sort of missing your name there. But anyways, we see Wintermute, and they tagged them, that market maker, getting tokens directly from the sniper. Zero shame. So we can see Neiro Team Sniper 4, 0.01 ETH for $24, and they received Wintermute OTC, which is over the counter to Wintermute, 4.5 million Neiro tokens at a nominal value of 1.2 million. So within 1 minute, they turned what? 2.47 or $24.75 into 1.2 million, which is kind of insane. You can see the timestamp right there. There's 1 minute in between. And I don't believe that happened in 1 minute. This is just the timestamp of the transaction sending from the Neiro Team Sniper right to their wallet without any shame. I'm sure that position, I mean, it took like a week or two for it to hit and go up in that value, but it's a little bit crazy. 24, it doesn't take away from the fact that it's 0.01 ETH into $1.2 million. I'm not sure what they were going from there. Maybe they're trying to suck in retail by saying, hey, look, we turned 0.1 ETH into over $1 million. You guys can follow us into this token if you buy it. But in all reality, they're just taking the Team Snipe tokens that they got right there, and they're selling it at the open market onto you guys. So that's why I'm making this. That's in part why I'm making this video. Anyways, we can see it again. They turned 21 cents into 1.31, another $1.31 million. And then again, right here, $33 into 331K. So both of these transactions, it's a little bit ridiculous, honestly. This 0.01 ETH into that 5.796 Neiro, or what looks like 5 million Neiro here. Kind of insane. Then we can see another transaction. This, I think, this is a different one. This is another 0.01 ETH, $24 into 1.41 million. So how many tokens are these guys holding? It's kind of ridiculous. There it is again. The common transaction for ETH for all snipers is the multi-center transaction ID link. And you can go check out this link if you want as well. I'll leave all the descriptions or all of the links to these tweets in the video below. So again, we can see Neiro Team Sniper from the multi-sender sent 0.051 ETH, and then they got in return from the Neiro Team Sniper to, this is Wintermute's address, about 4.5 million Neiro, or at that time, $262,000. So this Melaradev guy again is saying the address shared by Inversebra is one of the snipers, the one I labeled Neiro Team Sniper 10. Pathetic. This is going way too far. I already said I suspected this guy is a big KOL, while now Inversebra is insinuating it's the CEO of Wintermute, which would be crazy if the CEO of almost not a publicly traded, but a huge market maker, arguably one of the largest market makers in the cryptocurrency space, is rugging on a meme coin, which is absolutely absurd. I have never seen this any time before, other than, you could say Justin Sun with Tron. But I've been here for 10 plus years, and I've never seen anything like this. It's straight up criminal, but I'll leave that, to decide for yourself. So what we're looking at here is that Neiro Team Sniper 10, which is labeled as the Wintermute wallet. Now, they hold $1.4 million in Neiro token, and they spent about that. They still have the 0.221 ETH left. So they only spent probably 0.2 ETH. They probably just spent that and swapped that for the Neiro. They probably spent about under $100 to get that 1.4 million, which is kind of insane. It's zero shame, really. I'm going to check. So here's the token balance history. This doesn't look like it changed. This just looks like the value of the tokens appreciated over time. That's what that looks like. This looks like that same transaction I pulled up earlier, just sort of in a different format, so I won't go into that. Neiro Army says, disgusting. Neiro Cabal, you guys not deserve in the Ethereum. Toxic community, period. Shame on you. So I guess here's a picture of their Telegram chat and what looks like a Chinese meetup with that banner right there with the official or the CTO Neiro contract on there. The guy goes, that's the definition of a communist takeover. And the guy tweets, did someone say communist? And being Asian myself, it's kind of ridiculous that they're tweeting that. Even not being Asian, I mean, calling people communists over the internet over launching a legitimate token is a little bit absurd. Then this other guy says, Vitalik is dumping on poor people to give charity money to poorer people. Don't send him meme coins. So this is sort of the general synopsis of what's happening in that other Wintermute Telegram. And then if we just go into the actual CTO Telegram, it's pretty good. It's pretty good vibes in there, I would say. A lot of people helping each other out, creating 3D GIFs, creating 3D images, videos, just stuff to post on Instagram, post on Twitter, etc. It's really good vibes in there. People are just joking with each other. It's fun, happy time. It's not trying to put anybody down. It's legitimately how a meme community should look. All right, now this guy Walshy says, I've been awake 1 hour. In that time, Cabal Neiro, so just think Cabal Wintermute. Wintermute has tried to take down the Neiro CTO account with a bot attack, failed, and ended up getting us a gold checkmark instead. Karma much? Made disparaging and frankly racist comments in their chat that we just pulled up about right here, in their chat about our Chinese community, who are the biggest bunch of hardworking Chads I've ever seen. This is a battle between good Vitalik's Neiro, the one I was talking about earlier that he sold, our CTO one, and the evil Wintermute. Pick your side. So it's basically the community and Vitalik versus Wintermute, a market maker. Pick your side. We will always play fair. It is much easier to defend high ground, especially when it is a moral one. Onwards, OG Neiro. Hashtag Neiro. Now I'm going to go over to this other, not on Twitter, on Yahoo Finance. I'm going to read this article on Benzinga. Dogecoin Shiba Inu fall as Ethereum co-founder Vitalik Buterin donates over $500,000 worth of meme coins to animal charity. Now, let's scroll down to see if we can find this in the tweet. So what did he do? He did effective altruism funds animal welfare fund for about 532,000 USD. So over the years, billions of dollars worth of meme coins have landed in Vitalik's wallet against his wishes, probably in an attempt by nascent projects to pique investors' attention by leveraging his brand value on the cryptocurrency. So the same thing happened with Shiba Inu, where he received nearly $7 billion worth of the token, the second largest meme coin by market cap currently, from its developers. And then of that, he donated $1 billion to aid COVID relief in India and then burned the rest. Instead of donating to charity, he just burned the rest. Now, let's see if the story continues. They talk about the Neiro. He is supported So they don't talk about the Neiro in this token, but if you do a little bit more research, this is the token he sold. He sold the Neiro token. He sold the one that we're buying, or not buying, the one that we're talking about, the CTO version. So that's great. It's kind of too early to put that in the news, but it is cool that they sort of, subtweeted on it. Now, another thing I want to bring up is this Etherscan transaction, which I find very, very interesting. So what this guy did, this is the same wallet, the 0x6. They transferred 44 ETH, or they got 44 ETH out of the fake Neiro right here, which is the 0xEE contract. And then subsequently, this same address, they transferred 22 ETH and then another 22 ETH into the real Neiro, which is the one that I keep talking about, the CTO one. So somebody from that group, I don't know if it's a KOL, I don't know if it's, an intern at Wintermute, I have no idea. I don't even want to speculate. All I want to say is that they sold the fake one at 100 mil cap, 44 ETH worth, probably that's a solid chunk of the liquidity pool just taken out right there. And they stuck it, not even saving a penny. They stuck every single Ethereum back into the community takeover one, which is the one, this one, the 0x812. Now, let's look at this other tweet from Jake Gagan. Sorry for mispronouncing your name. It's all right. Sorry about that. Scammer's going to scam. The meme coin space is effed if it continues to stay the way that it's going. Bundled launches and giving note scammers massive amounts of supply so they can dump on everyone within 24 hours. Staying away from all new launches for a while. Staying safe out there, friends. He's talking about this fake Neiro that keeps dumping on everybody. And again, right, proof is in the pudding. This is on the ETH chain right here. You can verify it. I'm going to put a link in the description. They sold 44 of that one and bought 44 of the community takeover coin. Sonic the Hedgehog says, bundle wallet number 56, 0.01 ETH to $2 million. And then here's the Etherscan transactions here, which I just pulled up. I pulled up earlier in the video. Sent tokens here, slowly selling over the 10 days in bits, 800K to go. Then here's the Etherscan address here as well. Also sent here, 300K left, and here 600K left. All of the addresses, I pulled up this fourth address, but these other ones I'm going to also put in the description of the video. You can go check it out on your own time. But also here, this one's interesting, where they actually swapped 15,000 US dollars of the Cabal Wintermute Neiro for the safe one, which is another example of other people switching from the fake one to the real one, or the safe one. Now, the second to last tweet, I'm going to go through the Skywalker Jesus Daniel. Right, he says, scam alert. I received multiple requests on my DMs to do research on Neiro and Cabuso projects because some members on the community think that both projects are linked because of the same circle of key opinion leaders are promoting both projects, right? I did a quick research and here are my findings. If I get enough interactions on this post, I'll conduct more. Number one, both projects have common wallets that brought in the first blocks and have similar ways of launching and sniping the projects. The Neiro team, with a fake one, sniped 77% of the supply, and the Cabuso team sniped 45% of the supply. At first glance, I was able to identify at least 22 wallets that bought both tokens in the first blocks after launch, most likely belonging to the same group of insiders in both projects and also some medbots. Both projects created fresh wallets using a multi-sender app, and with those fresh wallets, they sniped the projects at launch, 80 wallets for Neiro and 50 wallets for Cabuso, which is the exact thing I was talking about on that Wintermute Melleradev tweet. Neiro has sold a massive amount of tokens with significant gains. I will not provide amounts yet because I'm still working on that part, but I have that part, which is in that Sonic the Hedgehog tweet. Cabuso tax farmed 652,000 USD, or a total of 232 ETH. Cabuso wallets are connected to other scams like Lanwu ETH, which was supposed to be the Chinese version of the favorite boys club character Lanwolf that I was talking about in June, but I've never promoted the Lanwu one because I always found that and the PayPay one, the Chinese versions, to be a scam. Nothing against the raise. Notes. I have more information that indicates there are several more wallets connected to buying both projects that could be connected to the teams, but it requires significant more time to verify, yada, yada, yada. I have all that information already pulled up and have went through in this video. So we don't need to look at the rest of that, but something to close on is regardless of whether the projects are linked or not, the similarities between the two are evident and the amount of supply sniped at launch is huge on both. So please be aware of the massive red flags. He's talking about the Cabal Neiro. Now, I can read this Chinese, but and it basically says bullish R, the CTO Neiro. I keep saying R because it's like a community thing. It's the CTO. It feels like, you know, you're part of it as opposed to you're just sort of buying into Wintermute's scam coins so they could go buy, you know, a Lamborghini or some whatever they want, a new apartment in Hong Kong. I don't know what they get into. Anyways. I threw this in Google Translate though, and this essentially says it's sort of like a cryptic Chinese tweet with a bunch of that same banner on what looks like some rice hill or some farm with horses in China. So they're holding that flag with the Neiro with the contract, the 0x812, the good one. And they're essentially saying, time flies, vegetation in autumn, enjoy the moment and don't waste time. Return to the true nature of life in Yunhuan Yunshuli. Sorry if I mispronounced it. Find joy in the years. Neiro, who was born into a noble family, gallops on the grassland with his horse. Witness our Neiro's rapid progress, run to the moon and create Neiros. Neiro, 1B, 10B, 100B is the starting point. Neiro is the next sheep. I can get behind that. I can really get behind that. So real quick, what I'm going to take a look at is just the charts really simply and show you what I'm looking at. And then I think that's going to wrap up the video. Because all the points got across, right? We have higher liquidity, and I keep saying we, I know. Higher liquidity, almost half the volume. They started remaking the volume on the other coin to try to detract investors from buying the CTO version, as well as they placed all of the rockets, the fire emojis, the poop emojis, and the red flag emojis in order to sort of deter it and think that other people are buying it or that it's a scam. Now, we recently saw the first pump that took 8 days. We saw another pump, which I think took another 8 days. Nope, it took about 12 days. Now, if we do, you know, a little doubling on that math, it should take about 21 days to get back to the all-time high. Not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just, you know, showing you what I'm looking at. I also see this level at the first top right here around a 10 mil cap. I believe that the greatest entry that you could have got on the daily candle was that 10 mil cap right when it went underneath it for a little bit. I was a little bit greedy. I was trying to get 8. I ended up getting at like 18 and down a little bit, but that's all right. But anyways, we see that consolidation around the 10 mil range, and we're going to continue seeing that consolidation around the 10 mil range going into the start of September until the eventual breakout going to what I think it's going to hit 100 mil cap. Because you go to this other coin and it's sitting at 106 mil fully diluted with only 740 in the liquidity pool. Now, what's interesting about that is it looks like a falling knife, and then the majority of the move was created in the first 5 days after the Wintermute people sniped it. And then we saw a little consolidation before the eventual high, and since then we've just been selling off. Now, where I see this going and where the other one is going is this liquidity needs to go somewhere. Even though there's only 743K here, even if that's 743K, that 743 or the 106 mil has to go somewhere, and that's somewhere from what everything we've been seeing with them swapping the fake Neiro to the real Neiro. I believe that trend is going to continue, and all of that liquidity is just going to be sucked into the CTO version right here, eventually surpassing 100 mil cap and beyond. What that Chinese person said with that bullish tweet saying 1B is the starting point, then 10B, then 100B. A lot of people were saying that about Dogecoin, that it's going to go over 100B in the future, etc. I just think that number is pretty far-fetched. It is possible, but it's pretty far-fetched, honest, not going to lie. While I am bullish on the project, I believe that even $1 billion would be an insane valuation for this, although it would coincide with the same Shiba Inu movement that happened in 2021. The stars are aligning for that same play to play out. Vitalik donated what, $1 billion worth of that Shiba Inu, and then he then he burned the $6 billion rest of it. Total $7 billion donated to his wallet. The same owner of the Dogecoin that was created back in 2013 adopted, or I'm not sure, adopted that same Nero token, or no, adopted the Nero dog, and the Nero token was created, and then Vitalik donated a percentage of that supply to the animal charity, very similar to what happened with Shiba Inu back in the day. So I see that very similar situation playing out. And I'll end it with this. Like I said at the start of the video, the only other $1 billion project that's been created on Ethereum in this bull run, since 2021 for that matter, is Pepe, that was created in May 2023. So this, I believe, created July 2024. This could potentially be the next $1 billion meme on Ethereum. That's it for this video. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Let me know what you think, and good luck out there. Stay safe. Don't buy into the fake Nero, and don't take my word for buying into the real one, because this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. Please do your own research. Make your own decisions. All right. Cheers, everybody. Have a great night.